That's definitely not the correct theme tune. I apologise for that. That was our Coffee Break French theme tune, but this is Coffee Break Italian. E io sono Mark. Benvenuti a tutti e benvenuti a Coffee Break Italian ancora una volta. E sono molto contento, molto lieto di essere qua oggi con voi. I hope that you are all well, that you're ready for doing a little bit of Italian learning along with me today, and indeed with Francesca. Francesca is going to be joining us virtually. We've got a pre-recorded segment with Francesca, and we're going to be doing some learning together. Now, let us know in the comments where you are watching from. It's always great to know that we've got people watching all over the place. We've got broadcasting on the Coffee Break Italian Facebook page, on the Coffee Break Languages YouTube channel, and the Coffee Break Italian YouTube channel today. So we're delighted to be here, and we hope that you are going to enjoy this little event that we've got for you today. Now, let me see that everything is working here. You should be able to see my computer screen. You should be able to see these slides, and indeed you should even be able, if this is correct, you should be able to see my phone. Yes, everything is working in working order. Now, today we are talking about some Italian. We're going to be doing some Italian learning together, but we're also talking about our Coffee Break Club, because at the moment we've got a special offer on the Coffee Break Club, and this is a new platform which will help you build your Italian skills one coffee break at a time. Now, over the next half hour or so, we're going to be talking about what the club is. We'll be taking this sample lesson. I'll be answering some questions. If you have any questions, please do post them in the chat. And I'll also be doing a demonstration of the Coffee Break Club website and the app. So all of that coming up in the next half hour or so. I'll talk about that in a moment. But first of all, we've got some hellos to say. So let's say ciao to I Love Italian in Palm Beach, Florida. We've got Carrie joining us in China. Anne is watching from Boston. Genesis Girl is watching from Philadelphia. Buongiorno. Aniko is in Hungary. We've got David in Pittsburgh. We've got Misty from Indiana. Trena is joining us from Minnesota. Roisin is Irish but moved to Italy just over a year ago. Love listening to the podcast. Nice to see the face of the voice. Nicola is in Scotland, in Dundee. We've got Michelle in the United States. And KM Capera is joining us from Chicago. Fantastic. Now, what I would like to do is, first of all, apologise for a little problem that we had with the timings of this. I realised that we had put a time on the email for Pacific time, and that was not quite the right time. So apologies for that if there was any confusion over that. But hopefully now you know that we're here and that we are all watching together. We've got Dua joining us from Egypt, Alan from Kennesaw in Georgia, and Niklas is watching us from Sweden. Jättebra. Okay, we are here to learn some Italian. We're here to do some Italian together. But first of all, let me talk a little about the club and what the Coffee Break Club is all about. When we started building the club, we wanted to create a tool, a resource that would help you improve your Italian one coffee break at a time. And we looked to various things for inspiration. We wanted to share video lessons, and of course YouTube is an ideal place to share video content. But one of the problems of YouTube is that there's just so much on there. So you might be watching a video on how to use the passato prossimo, but there's another little video on the side about something else that might distract you, and you then end up watching that, and what you had planned to do as a learning session suddenly becomes something else, and you're watching videos about funny cats or something like that. So YouTube wasn't quite the right location for the club. We also looked to the big entertainment video sites like Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, and so on. And obviously, these are great places to watch some excellent content where you can, yes, watch some foreign language materials, you can use subtitles to improve your language skills and so on. However, they're not created for learners. And of course, we wanted to share the learning that we had created and that we continue to create. So we then started to look at other sites like Apple Fitness Plus and Peloton, where basically the idea that you've got 20 minutes and you want to work on your abs, or you want to do a yoga workout for 30 minutes, or you want to do a quick 5-minute meditation. You know what time you've got, you know what you want to work on. That was more like what we were trying to do, because ultimately the fitness journey is very much like a language learning journey where you're doing a little bit on a regular basis, and that's the way you make a difference. So all of that was taken on board, and we created the Coffee Break Club, which is an on-demand library of hundreds of video lessons with expert teachers where all the activities are varied. And of course, we are able to access this both on our web platform and on an app so that you can take your learning wherever you want to go. So over the course of the next half hour or so, we are going to take one of the lessons from the Coffee Break Club together. And then we're also going to have a look at what the Coffee Break Club looks like on our app and on the web platform. And of course, I'm going to be answering your questions and also some other questions that we've had in over the past few days, because as I mentioned, this is a special week. We're running a special promotion on the Coffee Break Club, helping you get a huge discount on the first payment of the club, be that a monthly payment or an annual payment. Quick hellos to some of you who have just joined us. Jeff, oh, my cursor has disappeared. Let me see, here's my cursor. So Jeff, don't worry, you're not too late. You're in Florida. Ab is joining us from Molise. Iona is joining us from the Polish seaside, and Belen is joining us from Argentina. Nancy's in Edinburgh. Malin is from Sweden. Hi, Malin. Ashley's from Perth, Australia. And John is joining us from New York. You're all very welcome. We're delighted to have you here. As I said, we're going to be going on and doing some learning together, and I think we should get straight into that now. Hopefully, when I press this next button, we'll watch an Italian video together and we'll not watch a French video like the little introduction. But let's keep our fingers crossed. Of course, we'll fix it if something goes wrong. But let's join Francesca for a Dove mi trovo oggi. I couldn't remember the title of it. I've done 4 videos this afternoon. This is our Italian video, so it's called Dove mi trovo oggi. Dai.
Dove mi trovo oggi? Ciao and welcome to another episode of Dove mi trovo oggi? Io sono Francesca e ho appena ricevuto una cartolina da Maurizio. Leggiamo insieme questa cartolina e cerchiamo di capire da dove ci scrive Maurizio, va bene? Maurizio has left quite a few clues to help us, and I will also help you to spot them. Allora, io sono pronta, quindi sì, dai, cominciamo.
Ciao Francesca, ti scrivo da un antico villaggio di pescatori. Questo tratto della costa ligure è davvero mozzafiato. Il paesaggio è molto scenico e non mi pare strano che alcuni film siano stati girati proprio in questa zona. Sono arrivato qui con un piccolo treno espresso dalla Spezia. Finora ho visitato 4 dei 5 borghi marittimi di questo angolo di paradiso. Allora, hai capito dove mi trovo oggi? Con affetto, Maurizio.
Oh, grazie mille, Maurizio. Che bella cartolina. Okay, I will speak only in English from now on, and I will guide you through the comprehension of this postcard sentence by sentence. I will read each sentence for you and explain the grammar and the vocabulary. Don't forget to watch out for those clues so that you can understand where Maurizio is writing from. Allora, ciao Francesca. Ti scrivo da un antico villaggio di pescatori. Hi Francesca, I'm writing from an old ancient fisherman village. Okay, let's have a look at this sentence and maybe there is already a clue there. Ti scrivo, literally to you I write to you, and maybe in English you would say I'm writing, but in Italian we don't use the progressive tenses as much as they are used in English. So you could say ti sto scrivendo, but the simple present is also absolutely fine. Where from? Da un antico villaggio, from an old or ancient villaggio, village, di pescatori, of fishermen. So maybe in English a fisherman village would sound better. Let's move on. Questo tratto della costa ligure è davvero mozzafiato. This stretch of the Ligurian coast is really breathtaking. So maybe you can narrow down the geography and start guessing where Maurizio is. So questo tratto, this stretch or this trait della costa, of the coast, which coast? Ligure. Ligure is the adjective for the region of Liguria, an Italian region. Maybe you are familiar with it. So you could also say of the coast of Liguria. And how is it? È davvero mozzafiato. Is really mozzafiato. A lovely adjective. Breathtaking. Il paesaggio è molto scenico e non mi pare strano che alcuni film siano stati girati proprio in questa zona. The landscape is very scenic, and it doesn't seem strange or it doesn't surprise me that some films were shot in this very area. So, il paesaggio, the landscape, è molto scenico, is very scenic, scenico, and watch the sound of this adjective, scenico, with the emphasis on the first syllable, sce. E non mi pare strano, and it doesn't seem strange to me. Probably in English we could also say it doesn't surprise me. What? Che alcuni film, that some films, and because a film is a foreign word, in Italian we don't need the plural S to show that it's a plural, but we can recognize that by alcuni, which contains a masculine plural ending. Siano stati girati. There is a lot going on here. This is a subjunctive, first of all, but don't worry if you have never covered the subjunctive. For the moment, what you need to know is that a subjunctive is used there because Maurizio is expressing an opinion, mi pare. So this is not a fact, but it's more like an opinion that he is expressing. So in Italian, we would use the subjunctive in a case like this, but don't worry too much about this. Siano stati girati is also a passive structure, like in English, were shot or have been shot. This is because not much emphasis is placed, for example, on the director of the film. We are not interested on the person shooting those films, but more on the fact that films were shot and where proprio in questa zona, in this very area. So proprio is used for extra emphasis. Sono arrivato qui con un piccolo treno espresso da La Spezia. I arrived here with or by a small express train from La Spezia, and La Spezia should really help you there. So, sono arrivato, I arrived, or I have arrived. Remember that arrivare is conjugated with essere. Sono arrivato qui, here, con, with, or by, because we are talking about means of transport. Un piccolo treno, a small train. What type of train? Espresso, so an express train. Where from? Da La Spezia, from the city, the town of La Spezia. Let's read the final sentence. Finora ho visitato 4 dei 5 borghi marittimi di questo angolo di paradiso. Up until now, I have visited 4 of the 5 maritime villages of this corner of heaven. So I hope that this final sentence has really put you in a clear context. But let's have a look at the language and the grammar. So finora, up until now, up until this moment, ho visitato, I have visited 4 dei 5. So literally 4 of the 5 or 4 out of 5. And what are we talking about? Borghi marittimi. So marittimo is the adjective meaning maritime. And borgo, it's a lovely Italian word. The singular, as I've just said, is borgo. It means like a village or a very, very small town, usually very picturesque with a particular flavor. Usually, tourists would go and visit a borgo. So imagine Italy and all the small villages, the small towns, which are really beautiful, picturesque. We would describe them as borghi. And where are these borghi? Di questo angolo di paradiso. What a lovely expression of this corner of heaven or corner of paradise. Allora, hai capito dove mi trovo oggi? Con affetto, Maurizio. So, have you understood where I am today? With love, Maurizio. Ok, allora, dove si trova Maurizio? Maurizio si trova alle Cinque Terre, one of my favorite places ever in Italy. Have you ever visited Cinque Terre? Please let me know using the comments here below. I want to know if you liked it, what you visited there, or maybe if you're planning a trip to Le Cinque Terre in the future. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed reading this special postcard with me, and perhaps I will receive another one soon from Maurizio. Ma per il momento è tutto, grazie mille e a presto, ciao!
Grazie, Francesca. Thank you so much, Francesca, for sharing that postcard with us. And grazie to Maurizio, of course, for sending the postcard in the first place. Now, let's think about this. That video was just around 10 minutes in length. And let's think about all the things that we learned in those 10 minutes. Because what can you do in 10 minutes? You can, read a couple of articles in the paper. You can scroll through social media. You can very easily waste 10 minutes. But in those 10 minutes, we've looked at adjective agreements, I borghi marittimi. We've looked at pronunciation tips, things like scenico, lovely word. We've seen expressions like non mi pare, and also the implications of that with the subjunctive siano, or the passive structures, I film sono stati girati. We've seen cultural points about the idea of un borgo and the fact that un borgo is not just any town or village, it's a little bit special. And we've even learned some nice expressions. I'm thinking, for example, of un angolo di paradiso, a beautiful expression for a corner of heaven. So in just 10 minutes, we've learned all of this new Italian, or if we knew certain aspects of that already, we reinforced it, we consolidated it. And I think that's so important. Every single day we can take a little step forward or review existing knowledge that we have. And that is exactly why we created the Coffee Break Club, to allow you to do that every day with us. And not just leave you on your own to try to work out what something means, but to guide you through it in a lesson just like you've experienced with Francesca. Now, Francesca asked the question, have you visited the Cinque Terre? Genesis Girl said, che bello. Chrissy's visited Cinque Terre. Ab saying, non ancora, forse in futuro. Dinah's also saying, non ancora, ma vorrei andare alle Cinque Terre. Dan saying, purtroppo no, unfortunately not. Magari andrò il prossimo tempo. And perhaps I'll go sometime soon. And Anne saying, è bellissimo, ho visitato 4 anni fa. And Alan also visited in the past, nel maggio 2022. And Michelle saying, l'anno scorso ho soggiornato in Monterosso al Mare come un sogno, è un angolo di paradiso, non è vero? So great to see that some of you have visited Cinque Terre. If you've not yet done so, then obviously we would recommend, Francesca would recommend, mi raccomando, that you do that. So as I said, it's all about doing a little bit of learning and then practicing that learning on a regular basis. And that's exactly what we're doing with the Coffee Break Club. And the postcard video there that you saw is just one example of the many videos that we've got in the club. We have our SIP videos where we're studying, investigating, and practicing the language that we are focusing on. So, for example, there you see Maurizio with a SIP video on the adjective bello. Bello can be a little tricky because there are different forms of that adjective. So in that video, we study the idea, we investigate it further, and then, of course, we put it into practice with some exercises. So these are SIP videos where we learn Italian sip by sip, as we always like to do here in Coffee Break. Our postcard videos, as we've seen, Dove mi trovo oggi. And then our 5-minute learning videos where we take a little piece of learning and we do it in 5 minutes. So reading texts or translation challenges or vocabulary videos, lots of 5-minute learning videos in the club. Also in the club are our Discover the World videos, our discovery videos where we're discovering something interesting about the world in a few minutes. These are a little longer, sometimes 10 minutes, maybe even 15 minutes, where we're studying a text. And then, of course, there's the explanation of the language in that text. We never just leave you with the text and make you understand it yourself. That's not the point. With Coffee Break, we always try to guide you through that and help you so that you've done something useful and practical in the time that you've spent working on your Italian. We also have a coffee break with. So there's me and Francesca in the studio where we're talking about different aspects of Italian. We're talking about idiomatic expressions, a whole range of different topics that we cover in a coffee break with. Also, in response to your requests, in response to the requests from Coffee Break Club members, we created new content. So these are our dictation videos. And dictation is a great exercise to practice the spelling of the language. And with Italian, you get some tricky things like, does the word have an accent, or are there double letters here? So dictation videos really help you to focus on how you spell and write in the language. And we've also just introduced a new series just last week where it's Coffee Break Italian al Sole, where we're looking at a series of interesting verbs, and these verbs are dependent perhaps on a particular preposition, or they are verbs which use a gerund form or something like that. So you see an example there, continuare a fare qualcosa. In English, we say to continue doing something. In Italian, you need to use as an infinitive there. And so in these videos, it's me that's hosting them. You can see I'm there in Riva del Garda and explaining the concept of continuare a fare qualcosa and then giving you examples of that construction. So these are all the different types of videos on the club. And to access the club, there is a monthly fee of $19.99. Now, although we are based in the UK, the website, the platform on which on which the club is based is in the US. So we have to sell it in dollars. And the normal price is $19.99 per month. Now, that today and tomorrow is reduced to $13.99 for your first month. So you can give it a go. You can try it out for $13.99. So that's just $14, which is about £10 or thereabouts. Let me just double check that before I tell you something wrong. Yeah, £11. So £11 in the UK for access for 1 month. Now, if you already like what you see and you're convinced that this is something that you want to invest in and take advantage of over the next year, then you can actually subscribe for a year. So the annual cost is normally $199, but we've reduced that this week, just until tomorrow, to $139. So $140 basically. And that is the equivalent of 38 cents per day. Now, I don't know about you, but I cannot find a single coffee shop where I can get a coffee for 38 cents or 30p. I'd struggle probably to get a coffee for 10 times that amount these days. But for 38 cents or 30p per day, you can access all of the video content on the club. Now, I've talked about the club. I've not shown you the club. This is what the club looks like. So in a sense, it's a little bit like Netflix for language learners, if you like. There are categories here, so latest videos, free samples, most popular, and so on. But if we scroll down, we'll see the Coffee Break Club Italian videos. And if we click See All, then there you'll see that there's a whole collection of different types of videos. So we've got the Dove mi trovo oggi videos, we've got our 5-minute videos, the sip videos, we have a coffee break with, we've got some discovery videos here. And as I keep scrolling, you see that the list continues to grow. There are hundreds of videos that we've created, all of these video lessons helping you build your Italian skills. Now we can filter this list. So if we wanted to say, let's look at only at the, translation challenges. So we select translation challenges, and there are many, many translation challenges there to work through. If we only wanted to see the postcards, then we can work through all of the postcards. If we wanted to see vocabulary videos, we can work through vocabulary and so on. We can also filter the list by length. So perhaps if we've just got 5 minutes today, then we can click on 5 minutes, and all of these are roughly 5 minutes. So we can choose a 5-minute activity, and it's back to that whole thing. We can learn something useful in 5 minutes. It's not the case that 5 minutes can be wasted. We can do something useful because we have the access to this on either the web platform or indeed, let me just get access to this here, or indeed on the Coffee Break TV app. So this is where we can access the club, and we've got access to all of the same content on here. So if I go into Coffee Break Italian videos, there's the whole list there. We can continue to scroll there, and we can access that so that if we've got 5 minutes spare, we've got something that we can do immediately on our phones or on a tablet and access the content there very quickly. So this, as I say, $140 for the year, or if you prefer, your first month at $14 or $13.99. If you were considering to basically pay the monthly subscription, then the first month is $13.99. The subsequent months after that are $19.99, so you would pay a total of $234 in the first year. However, if you're interested in going for just signing up for the year, then you immediately pay $140 and you've got access to that for the next year. And the thing is, we continue to add new content all the time. So it is very much worth thinking about if you're committed to learning Italian and you want to do a little bit of learning every single day. Literally, you can start today and you will have something to learn all the way through to the end of your year's subscription on the Coffee Break Club. Let me share some information about the club through some questions that we've received over the past few days. And if you have any questions about the club, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments. I'll be very happy to answer them. So first of all, how many videos are there in the library? So you're looking at, you've seen hundreds of videos there already for Italian. There are a total at the moment of around 750 videos. We're adding to that all the time. Every week we add new videos. Is the subscription for one language or multiple languages? The subscription is actually for all 4 languages: French, German, Italian, and Spanish. So it's one subscription and you get access to all 4 languages. So can I access, for example, my Coffee Break Italian Season 1 within my club subscription? So this is quite important. If you are already a Coffee Break Academy member and you've purchased Coffee Break Italian Season 1, then yes, you can access those videos on the app too. If you've not bought Coffee Break Italian Season 1, then you could not access those on the Coffee Break TV app, because you would have to buy that on the Coffee Break TV, on the Coffee Break Academy, in order to access the Coffee Break Club. So I hope that it makes sense. So just to be clear, what I'm going to do is just show you what this looks like. If I come back to the app, if you scroll down in the app, the Coffee Break Club Italian videos, that's one product, if you like. But we also have the Coffee Break Academy courses on here. So you can see Coffee Break Italian Season 1. But if I click on this, I can't access all those videos unless I've bought that on the Coffee Break Academy. So hopefully that makes sense. If I bought it on the Coffee Break Academy, then I've got access to all of those videos within the Coffee Break TV app. But if I haven't accessed it, if I haven't bought it on the Coffee Break Academy, then that's a separate purchase from the club. The club itself is all of these videos, all of the short 10, 15-minute lessons and so on that we've seen already on the Coffee Break Club website and now on the app. Hopefully that explains things. What's the difference between the Coffee Break Club and the Coffee Break Academy? So the Coffee Break Academy is where we have our traditional courses, the audio, video and lesson notes. And the Coffee Break Club is where we've got the videos which will help you maintain your level or move forward at an intermediate level. Is the club different from Coffee Break TV? Well, Coffee Break TV is the name of the app. It's the name of the web platform. And the Coffee Break Club sits within that. So it's one product within that. Likewise, as we said, the Coffee Break Academy courses can also be accessed within Coffee Break TV. But Coffee Break TV is just the name of the app, not the actual club, if that makes sense. What level are the videos in the club? And I can see actually that Dinah's asked that very same question, what levels are covered? So let me show you here, if I come back to our web view. I'll just come out of this to all. So if we were to select beginners, there are some beginners videos here, but not a huge amount of beginners videos. But the more content is around A2, B1 level, so lower intermediate, lots of content there. And likewise with upper intermediate, we've got lots of content there to help you build at these intermediate levels. If you're a complete beginner, then I would say do Season 1 on the Coffee Break Academy. And then once you've done that, come to the Coffee Break Club to practice what you've learned and to maintain your level and to move forward there. But if you're interested in a kind of more traditional progressive course, then do that in the Academy and access the content to improve and to continue within the club. A few quotes from learners already in the club. The club makes learning fun. I feel like I'm learning with friends and I feel I'm part of a community. Someone else said, I love the fact that I can go to the platform and easily find and pick content that's right for my level of energy and curiosity on a given day. There's no excuse not to practice consistently when the options are so flexible and the content is so engaging. The presenters are also delightful. Grazie mille. We've seen the pricing. I'll come back to that. Some more questions. Actually, I'll pause on the questions because I know that some of you are asking questions. These are questions that we've previously been asked, but let's just come back and answer some of your questions directly. So David is asking, can I go to the Coffee Break Academy to sign up? No. What I will do is put this on the screen. If you're interested in signing up to the Coffee Break Club, what you need to do is go to coffeebreaklanguages.com/club. That will take you to a page where you can access this special 30% discount. And then it will take you into Coffee Break TV. And there you'll create a new account. You can use the same details as your Coffee Break Academy account, but it won't recognize you because it's a separate website. So hopefully that makes sense, David. Jackie said, can you access this on a MacBook Air? Absolutely. We are entirely Mac-based here in Coffee Break HQ, and all of the content is created on Macs, and you can definitely access this on a MacBook Air. Equally, you can access it on any laptop, on any platform, on any, what do you call it? A tablet, any tablet, an iPad, an Android device. You can access the Android app, you can access the iOS app, and we even have a version of the app for Apple TV. So if you have one of these set-top boxes, an Apple TV set-top box, and you want to access your Netflix or your Prime Video or one of those kind of things on there, then you can also access Coffee Break TV on your Apple TV and sit and watch us on a 50-inch screen or whatever you have at home. Suzanne's just saying, ciao from New York, coming to Italy next month. We hope you have a fantastic time. David is asking about Season 3. Season 3 is already available, David. If you look for Coffee Break Italian Advanced in your favourite podcast app, you'll be able to find it there. And of course, if you go to coffeebreaklanguages.com/Italian, you'll be able to find Season 3 there. Dinah asks a very, very, very good question. Is it best to join via the app or the website? Dinah, if you want the 30% discount, go to the website. Basically, it's much easier to, for example, upgrade to an annual account from a monthly account on the website. It's much easier to manage your account if you buy on the website. Generally, it's much easier to buy on the website rather than on the app. Of course, if you buy on the website, then you can simply log in on the app with your details and you'll be able to access all the content on the app. Genesis Girls, I appreciate you mentioning the levels. Was about to ask as well. I'm in the middle of CBI 1. So what I would say is finish off CBI 1 and then you can consider joining the club. Or if you want to take advantage of the special offer, then there's plenty of content there for level 1 to go through there. Okay, let's come back to the questions. Just before we do, Anne's asked a good question. Will membership auto-renew after a year, or is there a notice? So, at the moment, membership will auto-renew after a year. However, what you can do is sign up today for a year and cancel tomorrow. And if you cancel tomorrow, you'll still have access for that year, but no further payment will be taken. However, when you get to the end of the year and you want to access it again, you'll be told your account is no longer active, simply sign up again. So at that stage, you will not be charged again automatically if you cancel. And we've seen lots of people do this. They sign up for a year, they're comfortable working with their way through the content for the year, and then they sign up again in terms of months. Obviously, at this stage, we've not been running for a year. But if someone signs up for a month, they're not sure about it, they cancel, but then they sign up again before the end of the month. All I would say is that if that's the case, then obviously you're paying whatever the price is at that next month, rather than it going on at the same price that you've paid in a normal situation. But with our special offer, the special offer is only on the first payment anyway. So I hope that answers your question, Anne. Coming back to our questions here, are there lesson notes or audio materials? I can't remember if I've dealt with that, but there aren't lesson notes or on the Coffee Break Club. If you want the kind of more traditional lesson notes, audio and video, then go to the Academy and do one of our courses there. In terms of audio materials, what you can do is on the app, you can line up a video to play, close your phone and switch off your phone, and then you are able to put your phone in your pocket and listen as you go for a run or drive or whatever. So you can definitely listen to the materials, and they work as well as they work as audio materials as well as video materials. We would obviously not suggest that you watch a video while you're walking, or definitely not while you're driving. For how long do I have access to the materials? For as long as your subscription lasts. So if you sign up for a month and you cancel immediately, you'll still have access to the contents for that month. If you sign up for a year, then obviously you'll have access to the contents for a year. But when your subscription ends, then you don't have access to the club anymore. Can I download the videos to my device? You can indeed. I'll just go back to the app and show you how you would do that. So within the app, you would click on a particular video, you would press the download button, or press the three dots, and then press download, and then that video would download to your device. So if you're going on a flight or something like that, you can access the video there. I should also say that there's discussion on the video. So you can see here, Maurizio said, "Ciao amici, vi piace questa translation challenge? Do you like this translation challenge?" And you can reply to that comment. And if you've got a question about what Maurizio has asked, then you can also interact with Maurizio there. And just one other thing, if I come back to the website, we've just introduced, literally this week, we've introduced a new community. And this is where we're talking about language learning. We're asking for your ideas on language learning, your language learning memories there, and so on. So this is where the Coffee Break community and the club community is starting to interact. So what's your motivation for learning? So 34 comments there, and different members of the community are contributing there. So that's also part of the whole experience, the community side of things. And we've got some exciting plans for doing different challenges and so on in the community over the next few months. Can I sign up using any currency? At the moment, it's only possible to purchase this in US dollars. However, you can purchase from anywhere in the world and the conversion will automatically happen. So you can pay from anywhere in the world with debit credit cards. I think you can use PayPal. I think you can use Apple Pay and Google Pay. I can't quite remember. My brain's a little bit mush by the time we've got to the third hour of these lives today. Can I upgrade an existing monthly account to a yearly membership? Yes, you can. To do that, what you would do is go to, let me see where my cursor is. You would go to the dashboard up here. So select dashboard, and in dashboard, you would select your existing membership and then click to change that membership to a yearly membership. Can I cancel at any time? We've already talked about that. Yes, you can indeed. And so just before we finish, a couple of other comments from some other club members. The coffee break method of dedicating just a few minutes a day to language instead of big blocks of time has been life-changing and so accessible to me. The Coffee Break TV app helps me get in more learning than I otherwise would. My goal is to use it daily so I can get a good balance between grammar, vocabulary, and other fun videos. Someone else said that the club really helps to motivate me if I don't feel up to doing a full lesson in the academy, but still want to keep up with my language practice. A 5 or 10 minute lesson in the club is perfect, and I often go on to do another 1 or 2 videos afterwards. It's also great to see the teachers face to face as it feels more immersive and interactive. One thing to mention is that the video that we saw today was where Francesca was doing a voiceover you were seeing words on screen, but many of the videos have real people on screen talking and explaining things to you during the lesson. And one more, the club allows me to stay consistent if short in time and gives me some quick exercises to get me processing the language faster. So there we have it. Just a reminder of the pricing, $13.99 for your first month, and thereafter $19.99 per month, or best value one, $139.99 for the year, and thereafter $199.99 for your second year, and so on. But in terms of if you're looking at your first year, your investment today would be $140 for your first year for the yearly option versus $234 for the monthly option. And that $140 is the equivalent to 38 cents or about 30p for every day of your membership to the club. I think that's us. I think we're finished. Anne has just joined. Anne, thank you very much. We really, really hope you enjoy working through all of these videos in the club and taking part in the community and so on. Laura's saying, happy to hear about this. I've enjoyed your podcast. Grazie mille, Laura. Laura, I'm not sure. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you've learned something. I mean, ultimately, that's the main point. We did a little bit of learning. We looked at agreements. We looked at cultural information. We looked at even a little bit of subjunctive in there. And that's the idea. We just do a little learning every day and keep at it and try to maintain our learning all the way through. Thank you to Francesca. Thank you to Maurizio for sending the postcard, for Francesca for explaining the postcard. Thank you to you all for watching today. It's been really great doing another live and sharing some love of Italian learning with you all. Of course, I've got to post this comment. Thank you, David. David saying, I'm off to the website to join. Thanks for the seminar. Grazie mille, David. Thank you very much indeed. We're really delighted to welcome you to the club, and we will be back with more Coffee Break Italian soon. For now, as ever, happy coffee breaking. Ciao, ciao.